G'day and welcome back to the Department of Southern Armament Research. Sitting in front of me is one of the most desirable rifles in Australia, here at the Australian Arms Auction House here. Why can't I get hold of one of these outside? Because the people who have these don't give them up, and there's a reason for that. This is a Ruger M77 MkII with the old school boat paddle stock, so named due to the scallop. These have a reputation for being one of the most reliable rifles out there and just about indestructible. That came down to a bunch of factors. Number one being choice of materials. This one here is in 223, one of the rarer variations. They also brought out pretty much anything Ruger, any caliber Ruger makes today. However, the stainless steel that was used in these is particularly high grade, to the point of actually wearing out Ruger's tooling rather early. I have seen one of these literally be thrown in the back of a ute and driven around as a farm beater for decades, and it is still going. And it's barely been cleaned and there's not a speck of rust on it. Even though it's a stainless steel gun, you can still get corrosion, and these things are just still going, particularly these olders. The other reason they're particularly desirable is they're extremely lightweight. That's due to the unique glass polymer reinforced stock. Now, it looks space age because at the time, in the 80s when these first came out, it was space age. This is actually the same, apparently the same material and variation that was utilised in the M16 variations. The M77 action itself, it's a Mauser. Great big. On the Mark II, they put the full-length extractor back on. They put a standard blade ejector back in. The Mark I had a post. But all you Mauser fanboys would be excited by this. 3-position safety, not located on the tail, that's a departure. You have a thumb safety there, rather than being attached off the back of the cocking piece. And barrel lengths varied based on caliber. They did bring them out up to 30.06 and a whole bunch of others. 222 was one of the most popular in Australia, obviously for all the fox shooters, etc. But 243, 22-50 had a few rock around in 30.06. I've seen one of these in 30.06 with blued metalwork and a green stock, which was quite unique. As a result, if you've got a stainless steel gun, you've got to have a silver optic. Prior to these rifles coming in, there were no silver coloured optics in Australia. When I was growing up, reading shooting magazines, the early 90s, this was the gun to have, even when semi-autos were still about, because you could treat it mean and it would still keep ticking. Floor plate is exactly the same as any other Mauser design. So, a little bit of nostalgia there. One day I'll try and get hold of my mate's one, which has got a lot more wear on it than this fantastic example here that's in the auction, and drop that one out of the stock and show you underneath. Rugers also have a very unique bedding system in which the action screw pulls the whole action back into the stock on diagonal rather than using straight screws in the vertical sense. So, this is just another example of not just the old school, but also some of the more recent things you can find here at the Australian Arms Auctions. If you like this sort of content, please like and subscribe. We are now on Facebook as well, under the title of DSAR. And please, hope to see you around again sometime soon.